In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission, to bring freedom to everyone involved.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Doing a thing for the podcast.
Dude, just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends Podcast. I think I'm still hungover.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah, it's been a weekend. What's up, everybody?
Hi. I told myself I wasn't going to drink for a while because,
How's that working out?
well, it's been a while. It's been a while.
It was a while.
It was a while. The last time I drank was Friday night.
So, welcome everyone to the Freedom Friends Podcast. Brought to you by warfightertobacco.com. Use that code FTFO. You score yourself that sweet 15%. Wellness.us for all your CBD needs. Use that code FreedomFriends25. Get yourself a quarter off your order over there. And our latest sponsor, Icy Tech Coolers. Use FreedomFriends10 at icytech.com. That'll get you 10% off with them. Quality shit. Quality shit. Boys, it's been a little while. I'm Mikey. That's Scott. There's John. And we got Dave filling in for Jazz, stunting, bearding it up.
Yes, indeed.
What's up, boys? We've missed you.
It's been quite the journeys, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been fucking
How many
everywhere.
fucking miles have you put on that truck the last week?
God damn it. I don't know. A couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The poor thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys you took your truck up there?
No, it's in Nebraska. We took the Explorer.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, a little bit better mileage.
Right.
A little bit.
Well, dude, and right now, fuck
Yeah.
me.
So I have 2 things about gas prices. One, gas prices in Bonaire is it's by liters, but it's the equivalent of about between $10 and $12 a gallon.
Jesus fuck.
Yeah. Luckily, it was like a little Toyota Hilux Nissan Frontier type pickup, and so it was pretty good on gas. But
Sure.
And then when I was in Massachusetts, the first gas station I saw after we left the fucking airport, diesel was $5.95 a gallon. I was just like, fuck this.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, the important thing to remember in all this is it's not Joe Biden's fault.
Oh, it's Putin.
Yeah, well.
Now it's Putin. Yeah. They've switched blame.
No, it's not even Putin anymore.
It was Trump's, and now it's Putin.
No, it's the gas or the oil companies profiteering off of war.
Yeah.
That's the excuse now. So
Because politicians don't do that.
right.
Wasn't Hunter Biden a fucking Ukrainian oil board member for a while there?
Yeah.
Like, people, it's in your fucking face, man. Like, there's only so many. Like, I don't expect you to come to us for news.
So
Because we're not the news, but
I heard that they're going
Jesus.
to do they're having a Senate hearing with the top oil execs, so that the fucking
Congress
can yell at them, even though it's not
there's
the
nothing to
oil
do with them.
execs' fault.
Yeah.
And then I've heard a couple different things. So where I was going with that was there's a far left protest that's going to happen the day before that event, and they're trying to convince the government to not do anything with oil production and force everyone to switch to clean energy, which is funny because clean energy requires oil.
Yes. Yeah.
Like wind and solar is great until there's no wind and it's dark out.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll switch over completely. I just want a government loan to pay for it all.
Yeah, but
Like not even a loan. I want a grant. Like give me a grant and I'll go clean right now.
right. But wind and solar, solar is amazing. It is.
Sure.
But they don't have the technology to store the power yet.
Yeah.
For mass quantities. Like, yeah, you can have a little battery backup for your house, but for an entire power grid, they can't store power for that grid.
Correct.
So they rely on fossil fuels
So what happens if it's cloudy
or it's not windy.
or it's not windy?
Well, also, what kind of machinery is making the fucking solar panels or
then-
making the big blades for the thing?
Yeah.
And then what do they do with them afterwards? They put them in a landfill.
How do they transport them? Oh, that's right, with fossil fuel.
Yeah, like-
John.
I mean,
John, stop it.
It's like, guys, get fucking bent. Like you figure it out.
Yep. Like, oh, the headphones that we're wearing right now?
Made of plastic.
Yeah. Where's that come from?
Wonder where that came from.
The lubricants in the big giant fans?
Yeah.
I know.
Well, I don't know.
It's so funny. But yeah, so that when I heard about that protest, I'm like, you fucking idiots.
Dude,
whatever.
It's flavor of the week fucking politics, man. They're cause heads. They'll find a cause, they stick to it for about a fucking week and a half, and then a new cause pops up, and they're like, oh, this is the new cool thing. We're going to be passionate about this now. They don't fucking know dick.
Yeah, I was in Bonaire last week, and to get back to the States, I had to,
it's a weird flex, but
I had to get a PCR test, right?
Yeah.
But if I was going to Europe from Bonaire, I didn't need one.
Because they got rid of that requirement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So the guy's like, he's like, when they're filling out all the paperwork for the COVID tests, and he just immediately wrote down the United States. I'm like, how do you know I was going there? Just kind of teasing the guy. He goes, well, because that's the only place that really requires it right now. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Imagine that.
I'm like, sorry.
Imagine that. Should have been like, but I'm going to Texas.
Yeah. That's what he's like. He's like, where in the States do you live? I'm like, Texas. I'm like, best country in the world. He laughed.
Well, when you're right. Shit.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of causes, I just want to talk shit to women for a minute. So
this will be good.
Justin, please get that bite.
So
This is about swimming.
well, kind of. But I support the male athletes that compete in women's sports. Because it's not our fault if the women don't have the balls to stand up for themselves. This is
figuratively and literally.
And literally. It's an equal opportunity country. And if you don't like that, you as a woman need to stand up for yourself.
But
Hands down. But until then, we're going to talk all the shit. We have the best swimmers. We have the fucking person, the woman of the year.
Woman of the year.
We have so many of your titles now because you're all substandard
woke culture just spits,
athletically
it just spits
than all
in
of
the
the men.
face. It spits in the face of women's suffrage. It's fucked.
Well, no, I agree with it though. Fuck these women. I mean, seriously. I think right now I'm way more woke than you guys. Why are you defending women?
Yeah, how dare I?
We went through. We defended women, and now they're just giving it up.
Yeah,
they're
right.
just giving up.
No,
they're giving it up to the men who are woke now, and it's equal. Yeah, it's equal. Defend yourselves. We're done. I'm
now
not
that I
defending anymore.
identify as a woman, I'm gonna be the best.
I'm in Logan International,
Yeah.
getting ready to go through TSA to get on the fucking plane. And this dude, and at first, just at a glance, and I'm like, that's a really weird looking chick that's with that dude, but whatever. It's Boston, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we get up towards we have to walk through, you do the body scan, the whole nine. So I walk through, they pull my bag aside. They're like, sir, is this your bag? And I'm like, oh, here we fucking go.
You had cigars, didn't you?
No, it was actually my CPAP. And they're like, you have to take it out of your bag to scan it. And I'm like, I fucking traveled everywhere and not once. It's an electronic device, sir. And I'm like,
Okay, TSA,
Like,
because you're
what-
so fucking.
I was
You
like-
know, you're like 0 for 5, right? Like, fuck off, TSA.
I was this close. I was like,
Speak for yourself.
I was a half second. I was a half second away from being like, when was the last terrorist attack that you stopped? Oh yeah, never.
You've never done that. Yeah.
But so I'm standing there letting him go.
Remember the
like,
shoe bomber that made it all the way to the fucking plane post 9/11, motherfucker? You're still worthless.
So I'm sitting there waiting for them to do whatever the fuck they're doing, and that really weird looking girl that I saw had to get a pat down by the TSA. So now I have a complete side profile of this person, and I see the world's largest fucking Adam's apple, and I'm like,
Oh, that's a dick right there.
I get it.
Yeah. She's a pro athlete.
But a female was patting him down.
Oh,
I'd be like, what is this? What is this? Oh, that's my enlarged clit. Oh, okay.
How does that? how does that work?
I don't know.
Can I identify as a female? So a female pats me down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can use their bathrooms, and you can do whatever you want.
I'm not so worried about the bathrooms.
You
I just
can
want
do whatever you want as a male until some woman has the balls to say, "Hey, you're a man, sir." And but in today's society, a woman can't say, "You're a man, sir." It's ma'am. It's ma'am.
Yeah.
All right.
You're a
You
man,
beat
sir.
me to it.
So,
That's the name of this episode. You're a ma'am, sir.
yeah.
But I mean, Scott's been with me when it's happened. I've gotten groped by male TSA agents before
Oh, yeah.
and getting patted down.
I mean,
If I can identify it as a female, so I can at least get it fucking groped by a female TSA
At
agent.
least get a
like,
fucking HJ while I'm trying to go through security.
like
yeah,
it'll make it a little bit more enjoyable for the people that are getting patted down for no fucking reason.
Well, I don't know, man. TSA is fucking worthless. This whole fucking swimming thing. I did notice there was a picture of the swim team and the top
On the
three
podium.
The top three actual females grouped together and took a picture together.
Yeah.
And like left fucking fuckface McGee over there off. And I'm not even gonna say his name because I don't even give a shit what it is.
You know what? I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all.
I do. He was a fucking worthless swimmer in a male competition. Moved over to women.
Nope. It's not his fault. It's the women's fault for letting him. And the NCAA and all the government, like it's their fault. Like it's not our fault as men.
I don't even think it's women, dude.
It's not our fault as men.
It's societal pressures from a fucking woke culture.
Yes.
It's got nothing to do with the women doing it. The women don't want the shit there either.
No, you know I'm not serious about women defending
Like
themselves.
that girl, that was number two.
I think
that's the best swimmer in the fucking country.
Fucking silver medalist in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the best in the country. She's the best woman in the country.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what that dipshit fucking with the penis fucking claims to be.
Right.
You know, like it's so fucking wrong, man.
You know, like okay, so to swim,
she gets all the endorsement
to
deals.
swim or perform at that level across the board in any sports.
Yeah.
You can't use performance enhancing drugs.
Well, what do you call a penis and fucking testosterone?
It's their performance enhancing testicles.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Now they're not very aerodynamic while swimming, but whatever.
You see that one picture where he didn't even tuck it? It's just like a
No, it's
bulge
just fucking
sitting there.
gold.
It's
Yeah.
like, dude.
Yeah. You're not even a little dick guy, man. Like you've got a fucking hog on you, and you're like, I'm a lady.
Now to circle back on my rant against women, I it's not their fault. I just wanted to throw that angle at this just to be like, you know, like
We're gonna need you to stand up too.
yeah, who's going to be pissed off at my little rant?
Yeah.
Who's going to be pissed off at it? Who can be pissed off at it?
Right? How dare you?
Yeah. How
dare you get mad at him speaking woke language?
I'm standing up for all the trans athletes out there. You can't be mad at what
if
I
you
said.
disagree with Scott, you're a transphobe.
That's right. You're right. You're a transphobe.
Damn it.
You know what I mean? Like this,
We have covered extensively the kind of dudes that he likes.
They've got tits.
and I'm standing up for him right now. No, you just. I mean, society's lost their goddamn mind.
Yeah.
Has lost their fucking mind.
Yeah,
over this.
it's gross at this point.
It's gross. There's no common sense involved. Like, why are we allowing this to happen? And women, stand up for yourselves. Just boycott. If you go to a swim meet with this guy, nobody swim except him.
Yeah. Just fucking be like, nope.
Yep, not doing it. He won it all. Let him win. Fuck it.
The shitty part is they're in a really tough spot, because if they do that, they're risking the opportunity to lose whatever they've worked their entire life for.
At the same time, by allowing it to happen, they're also losing the opportunity.
I know, it's a catch-22.
Yeah, they're totally fucked.
They're damned if they do, damned if they don't. And it sucks.
And you're right, though. Until they stand up and go, enough is enough.
Yeah.
Like, we get it. We support you, but you're not going to encroach in our shit.
Stand up to not the individual. Stand up to the NCAA.
Yeah.
Stand up to who's ever making the fucking policies that's afraid to fucking use common sense.
And maybe stop voting one way.
Question authority.
Yes.
Remember, these people work for you. You don't work for the government. They work for you. And you're voting in these idiots that are ruining your fucking rights as a fucking human being. You know, and everything you've worked hard to have.
You know, it might be hitting a little harder now because I'm a grandpa to a granddaughter, you know?
Yeah.
And like she doesn't need to grow up in this kind of like stupid ass bullshit way of thinking anymore, you know? Like, I don't know.
How's your grandbaby, by the way?
Good. That's why I went to Nebraska. Got to see the grandbabies. Awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Little grandson Theo, he's a handful. He's not quite 2, and
But that's pretty normal.
but he's very much 2.
Yeah.
So he's very active.
That's pretty normal.
Doesn't like to sleep and fucking hates waking up. So,
I think,
So
I think him and my son Jameson will get along. Fuck.
He's paying Nathan back a little bit, is he?
yeah, Nathan was a good kid too, but yeah. No, he's a good kid for the most part. He's super smart, knows all his colors, words, numbers.
Awesome.
Like knows all the different like equipment, and he can like name all the parts, like the cab, the engine.
Oh, that's cool.
The backhoe, the bucket, like the wheels, he knows like,
Nice.
He's a very smart little kid. So.
Good.
Except the only thing is he calls like propane tanks and like fuel trucks tanks. He calls them tanks. So Grandpa has not done his job to teach him what an actual tank is.
Well, once you get one,
Yes.
you're like, no, this
sounds like a
Yes.
pristine opportunity.
Yeah.
This is a teaching moment.
Well, see, now you have a reason. And you can explain that to Michelle. You'd be like, Michelle, listen.
This is for the grandson.
Like, we're doing this to set the right example. We don't want him to be confused.
For the greater good of the family.
Right?
He doesn't know what a tank is.
Like, this is a problem. This needs to be remedied. Shit. Good God. So you mentioned you went to Bonaire, John. Mm-hmm. You want to explain about your trip?
So it was a combination spring break and Madison's birthday trip.
Yep.
Because she turned the big 3-0. I know, right? She's like, oh, I feel old. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Kindly get fucked.
But she wanted to go, scuba diving, and in
She was
Bonaire.
born in 92.
Yeah, I know.
Damn.
So Bonaire has some of the best diving in the world.
Yeah.
And so we went down there, did a bunch of awesome dives.
So you showed me a video before we started recording.
Oh yeah, so
and
one
I
of the
hear about. I think everybody needs to hear.
One of
this.
the dives that we did, and I was looking it up before we got down there, and there's one shipwreck dive that you have to be advanced open water cert because it's a deep dive. It's 94 feet, and it's like 100-something foot container ship. That's like. When I first saw it, I'm like, it's like an artificial reef. They sunk it on purpose, and it was right, like the reef shelf comes down, and like 1.5 foot off the reef shelf is this ship, sunk in the bottom of the ocean. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome. So when I get there, I get the actual story about it. It's not published anywhere. It's just like what actually happened, because the published side of it is just like, oh, it was a abandoned ship and it got turned into an artificial reef, and now it's a dive site and it's pretty awesome.
Sure.
The real story behind it is epic. So the dive site and the ship, actually the ship had a different original name, and I tried to get it on GoPro, like on the actual ship, but you can't read it because it got sunk in 1986.
Right.
But so they named it the Hilma Hooker, which I don't know the story behind why they named it that. But it's like 100-something foot container ship. And as the story goes, it was motoring by the island and got into some weather issues and had some mechanical issues, I guess, because of it. And like the Bonaire Coast Guard or whatever reached out and was like, hey, we noticed that you guys are in some trouble. Do you need our assistance? And they're like, nope, we're good. And they're like, okay, well, we're going to keep monitoring. If you guys need anything, let us know. So like 2 days goes by, and finally, like the people of Bonaire, the Bonaire Coast Guard is just like, we're coming. You're just drifting aimlessly, and you're not really going anywhere. You have no power. We're coming to help you. And they got no response. So they go out and they get to the ship, and there's nobody on board. Right. So they take possession of the ship, tow it back into the island. And they're trying to like find the owner of the ship and all this stuff. And there's no owner of the ship anymore. They can't find anyone on paper anywhere that either owns the ship or will claim the ship.
And this is pre-internet, so it's not like you can fucking look up a database.
This is 1986, so
Sure.
It's just like, they're going off a log,
It
captain's
was probably more
logs
like
and records.
84 when they got it, and then 86 is when they sunk it.
No, it was in a matter of like, it was
really?
very quick.
Oh, okay.
And so they bring it back into port, and they board the ship, and they start like inspecting, like going through, trying to figure out what happened, why there's no crew, why they can't find an owner. So they go into the cargo hold. Now, mind you, this is 100-something, this is a massive ship, a container ship. And they go into the cargo hold, and it is packed fucking full with cocaine. And they're like, oh, okay.
This is why they
it
didn't
makes
want our
sense
help.
now. So as I was told, they unloaded all of the cocaine off of the ship, and they had to destroy it. so they went to the way north side of the island, which there's like nobody lives up there. It's not the island's really interesting how it works because of the wind and waves and all that shit. There's like one little bay where the entire island pretty much lives, and there's a couple people that live up in the mountains and stuff, but the rest of it's like nobody lives anywhere.
All jungle.
No, it's there's cactus that grow on the island, and they have like on the south part of the island, it's all salt. They manufacture salt and all kinds of stuff. It's really cool. And then the north side, they have like a oil, not really refinery, but like storage area.
And how big's the island?
The shortest, it's 3 miles wide, and I think that the biggest, it's 5 or 7, and it's about 17 miles long.
Okay.
And there's like 80 something dive sites, and you just walk right in.
Okay.
It's so awesome. But so they unloaded all the cocaine, they brought it all to the north side of the island, made a huge giant bonfire and burned it all. Well, the way the wind blows is it blew all the smoke over Aruba. So they're like, Aruba had a really fun weekend.
Can you get cocaine high?
I'm assuming.
I mean, it's called crack.
Yeah. I'm assuming I was like, oh shit, that's a hell of a party.
like if you're next to a crackhead smoking crack, you can get like a secondary high from it.
If you inhale it.
Huh, I didn't.
You can be like Bill Clinton say you didn't inhale.
I suppose that if they hotbox a room with crack smoke,
yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You're probably going to get a little residual. I mean, that's how babies get like meth fucking addicted and shit.
But so they didn't sink the ship on purpose as it was told. But everybody knew exactly when and where the ship was going down. And then how, like I said, where it was positioned at the bottom, where they sunk it, like they had some people that knew what they were doing to position the ship. Because like when I was diving, after hearing the story, we went and dove that shipwreck, and so I was looking around the coral side, the reef side of it, to see if the ship like hit the coral and then fell on its side, because the ship's laying on its side, and because if it touched the coral, it would have killed that section of reef.
Sure.
And there, even 20 years later, however long it's been, almost 30.
It's been over 30.
It wouldn't be enough time for that reef to regenerate if it got damaged. You know what I mean? And there was nothing. So like it was like, okay, we're going to do this, and that. It's going to lean this way, and it's going to sit right here. And whatever they did, the holes must be on the bottom side of it, because I searched the entire ship trying to figure out how they sunk it, and I didn't see shit.
Huh.
But it is like 1.5 feet off the reef.
Well, a lot of times
crazy.
they pump water into it.
Yeah, you don't
too.
think they just dropped anchor and then
They probably
pumped
just
it full of
pumped
water?
full of water into the containers.
But it was massive.
Sure.
And I don't know.
There's a lot of water in the ocean.
Well, that way,
I
well, I mean, if you think about it, that way it's more controlled too.
Yeah.
Like it would be slower, and you could be like, nope, we need to push it this way with the tugboat, and maybe that's a good way to aim it.
Yeah, it might have been. I don't know.
I mean, I have no fucking clue. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, like, it makes sense.
Yeah, I've spent some time in the maritime world, so like, I know a little bit about it. I guess.
Did you notice the anchor out at all?
No, they weren't.
Oh,
yep. Huh. And it was pretty well preserved. I mean, there was still a rope that was still intact hanging off it.
Could you go in it at all?
Yeah.
Oh, you could.
And so, in order to dive a shipwreck, you're supposed to have a shipwreck certification, and you're supposed to either, have a very good knowledge of the ship, so you're not putting air into the ship to cause it to move, because it'll happen.
Yeah.
So you either have to dive a rebreather or make sure you know a correct route, and then usually you have, if there's multiple like caverns or doors or compartments that you're going in and out, sometimes you'll run a guide rope so you don't get lost.
Yeah.
You don't get a silt out, which means you kick up shit inside and you just can't fucking see anything, you get lost, and then you run out of air and die. So like there's very serious skills that you need to learn to do it. But this one, like I said, it was a container ship, so there's just big giant openings. And so the lady that we dove with, who is kind of showing us some of the good dive sites to give us some history behind it, she had a light with her, and I had my GoPro, so she handed me the light when we were down there so I could shine like in the ship. And so there's a couple spots where I was like shining, and then I looked around and I'm like, oh, I'm in this motherfucker right now. Maybe I should back out.
Because you don't have that certification?
That, and I just didn't want to, I mean, at the depth we were and everything like that, I don't like taking chances.
Yeah, not a good time to fuck around.
No.
That's what terrifies me about diving.
Just
getting stuck. Like, I'm a big dude, and I see like people go through like little tiny like caverns
like
and
cave
shit.
diving. Oh, that's
fucking terrifying.
I don't know,
dude.
but like I want to do it because I think it'd be cool as fuck, but I don't think I have like.
I think I'm too big. I think you're too big too.
I don't think I can physically do it for one, and two, I don't think I have the balls to fucking do it.
Yeah,
like it's just I don't know. I don't really like tight confined spaces that much.
Yeah, dude, I'm finding like an MRI or some shit where I know I'm like, I'm gonna be safe. Like my rationality kicks.
Right.
But in the fucking ocean, no, dude.
Yeah. But that, at that depth,
that depends on where you are in the MRI, because there's still pieces in you that probably would get pulled out by
your hand stuck to the side.
So when I get an MRI, I have to have my arm out.
Yeah.
So my shoulder always hurts a lot afterwards. Yeah. Like it fucking sucks. It's actually this one. It's like I have to sit like this in the MRI. So my shoulders will be fucking sore as shit.
But at that depth, you have a chance of it's called nitrogen narcosis. And you get a little loopy.
It's like the opposite of hypoxia.
Yeah.
Or hypoxia? Hypoxia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get a little loopy and
you start giggling.
Well, that and you don't make sound decisions. Like you could start taking your fucking regulator out of your mouth or taking your goggles off or doing something that could put you in danger.
Yeah.
And so when you're diving at depths like that, you're always constantly, checking yourself, worrying about the people that you're diving with, making sure that, you're not noticing somebody else doing some stupid shit. And then, so we ended up doing that dive twice. And the second dive, it was just Madison and I. We didn't go with the guide. And so we get all the way to, we start at the bow and we get all the way down to the stern. And like I said, it's a big ship. So we're down. We're probably 12, 13 minutes into the dive at this point. You can only do about 18, 20 minutes at that depth. Because
then you got to come up slow too.
And you got to do safety stops and all that kind of stuff.
The bends is a very real thing.
It really is.
Yeah.
So we get to the stern of the ship. And I'm GoPro, so I turn around and I start filming Madison, and she's like doing like dance moves and all kinds of stuff at like 94 feet, and I'm like, I think we're gonna go up a little bit. And it affects everybody differently. Yeah. And some people get super mild, and you just get happy and giddy, and whatever. And some people, it's like, fuck, we need to go up right now. And the way to get rid of it is you just go up in depth, and it just it goes away almost immediately.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we did that dive, and then we actually did another dive after that. And looking like they had a book that had all the dives. And so we did that 94-foot dive, which, we did about an hour and a half surface interval in between. And then we went on the second dive. And my goal was to stay above 60 feet. We went a little bit further outside of the path that I was looking on the map when we were actually under the water, because underwater navigation, it's simple. But the hardest part with it is gauging distance, because you're going off of kick strokes, like your pace count when you're doing a ruck march or something. And then your azimuth. So you're constantly shooting azimuths to make sure you're on track. You use, rock. It's just like above water navigation. Using your terrain. It's just you're doing all that kind of stuff.
It's a different kind of terrain, yeah.
Except you're underwater and you have a current and you have all these other factors that you don't have when you're above water. And so I should have made a right turn. We went, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 feet straight instead of, cutting back. And it went down to like 70 feet. And I was paying attention, but I was just like, it didn't click in my head like, hey, I need to stay above 60 because of our previous deep dive. And once we go under, it cuts our bottom time shorter because of the nitrogen, the bends, and all that kind of fun stuff. And so I figure out, I'm like, oh fuck, we went a little too far. So I cut back. We start coming back the other way. We see this eel that's just kind of swimming around through all the coral, which is cool as fuck. So we sat there and we videoed that for a little bit. And we leave that, we start going, making our way back up. And I had a dive computer that has, set alarms based on depth or time, bottom time, your nitrogen levels, like all this stuff. And so it'll start beeping, and then you look at it and it'll tell you kind of what your alarm is for. And so it started beeping, and I'm like looking at the GoPro. I'm like, fuck, is my battery dying? Like, what's going on? Because it's like beep, 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 kind of like what a GoPro sounds like, And I'm like looking at the GoPro, and then I switch hands, and I'm looking at the GoPro, and then I hear it beep again, but I hear it out of my left ear.
You're like,
and I'm holding the GoPro with my right hand, and I was like, oh. So I look at it, and I'm like, oh. And it's really hard to communicate underwater.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say anything to freak Madison out, being like, oh, fuck, pointing at the watch, like, we got to fucking go, So it's just like, yeah, follow me. And so we started making our ascent, and, we did, I did a couple of like additional safety stops. I did one at 47 feet and then the 15 foot like you're supposed to. So everything was totally fine, but that was like on all the dives that I've done. And that was one of the dives we were doing without a dive master or a guide. And so that went off and I started looking at everything. And then like everything I've ever learned about scuba was like fucking flowing through my head. Like, how do I make this right? Like what, And, but we were good to go. Everything was totally fine. Got to the surface. We both, there was no, ill effects from any of it, but it was definitely like the first kind of real experience of like, I need to make sure my shit is fucking on point when I'm doing this because it's serious,
So how many days and dives did you do out there?
So we ended up doing, I think we did 7 dives total. One of the days we didn't dive. We just went and did a little snorkel trip around this uninhabited island. That was pretty cool. But so we ended up doing 7 dives, and yes,
just throwing meat at people. Excuse me, Dave wants some meat.
One of the dives we were going to do is called the Salt Pier, and so it's big industrial pier that they load ships with all the salt they make in Bonaire. And so there's not so much a reef right there, but you have all the pillars from the piers that are coming down. And so you have a shitload of fish that hang out under it because of the shade and all that kind of stuff.
Sure. And
so we pull up, and because you just load all your equipment in the back of a truck, you pull up to the beach, put everything on, and then walk in the water. And that's how you get to your dive.
That's cool.
And so we literally get everything loaded up, and I take like 3 steps towards the water, and this worker from the dock, from the salt factory comes over, and he's like, "Are you guys going to go dive?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that was a plan." I'm like, "I heard this place is amazing." And they're like, "Yeah, you're not diving today." And I'm like, I'm like looking at shit, and I'm like, "Why not?"
Pretty sure I am. Yeah.
And he's like, "A ship's coming in. The pier's closed." And I was like, "What?" And I'm like looking all the way out to the horizon, and I don't see fucking thing. And I'm like, there's a ship coming in? Where? And he's like, it's out there. It's coming in, but we have to close the dive site when the ship's coming in. I was like, well, how long is the ship going to be here? He's like, oh, I don't know, a little bit. You might be able to dive, on Friday. I'm like, well, I fucking leave Thursday. He's like, sorry. I'm like, fuck. And so then that night I went and looked at some pictures of that dive, and I'm like, motherfucker. Like, it would have been awesome.
Yeah. So next time.
Yeah, right. Next time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was amazing. The diving down there is fucking world class. The place we stayed at was called Hakuna Matata Airbnb. And I mean, it was fucking turnkey. They had all the equipment, unlimited air. They filled all the fucking tanks for us.
Nice.
Gave us all recommendation, advice, places to stay away from that are just tourist traps and all kinds of stuff. It was really good. But then we left there and we flew to Boston. And
Logan's still a piece of shit.
Yeah, Logan fucking sucks.
Could be worse. Could be Miami.
Yeah. So. Well, we had a layover in Miami. That sucked. Mm-hmm. But so we go into Boston.
Worst airport ever.
For my buddy's Adam Hagen's surprise 40th birthday party.
How'd that go? Which
was great because it was a total surprise. He had no fucking idea it was happening, let alone that I was going to be there. And so
thank you, sir.
Showed up at the bar, hanging out. They ended up getting there, walked in. He had no idea any of this was going on. Kind of walked in, saw that there was a party going on, and went over towards the bar. And so one of the guys there was like, "Hey, go get him." I'm like, "Okay." So I walk out there in the middle of the bar. I'm like, "Hey, asshole, you gonna come to your own fucking party or what?" And he turned around and he saw me. And he's like, "Fuck." He threw his jacket, and he was fucking crying. And I'm like, "This is perfect. Like, happy birthday, man."
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So it was really cool. And then I got to see my dad, hung out there, and came back on Sunday. But I'm so fucking tired of airplanes.
I bet.
A fun thing on the airplane. We're flying in San Antonio. They had some pretty good turbulence going on. And I got my fucking AirPods in. I'm fucking around on my phone, whatever. I don't know. And we must have dropped. We hit some turbulence. We must have dropped 500 feet in elevation. Because it was like, the stomach in your fucking throat feeling and everything like that. And it wasn't like a quick, like a little bump. It was like, whoa. Nice. And so it happened. And I giggled and I looked around. And
other people aren't laughing.
All I hear is like blood curdling screams from the fucking people on the airplane. Like, we're going down, you know what I mean? And so now I'm laughing even more. And like people are like white knuckling the fucking chairs. And so we land and everybody's like,
did they clap?
No.
I fucking hate it when they clap. I'm always just like, you make me ashamed to be white. I fucking hate the people that clap.
But,
it's like people that clap at movies. Fuck off.
Yeah, they can't fucking hear you. It's the same thing. People that yell at TV for sports games.
Yeah.
They can't hear you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm guilty of that shit. Yeah, I'm guilty. I'd be like, you fucking, what the fuck?
But yeah, that kind of sums up my fucking.
Nice. Dave, I saw that you got the bike out, had a little 2-wheel therapy.
I did. That was necessary. It'd been a whole 5 days, I think, since I got it out last time. So I had to get a little saddle time.
Sure.
It was good. And fucking yesterday, not yesterday, Saturday. Saturday was gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, I could not have asked for a better day to go for a ride.
Nice.
So
Nice,
ran River Road, stopped in Canyon Lake, visited there for a few minutes.
I like Canyon Lake. I like the area. I
Yeah.
go camping up there all the time.
Yeah.
Like, well, I say all the time. I haven't been in a couple of years because job and fucking home life and shit. But
well, one of those is satisfied now.
that's correct. One of those is all good.
So
Hey, look at this maniac walking in the door.
Both of them.
Yeah. So, so St. Patty's Day was Thursday.
yep.
Big Jim and I went out.
Nice.
We started at Callahan's, which has become kind of a tradition to start at, on St. Patty's Day. We started at Callahan's, got friggin' started, right off the bat. It's like 2 JMOs on the rocks, 2 Irish car bombs. Let's get weird.
Yep.
So we start just clanging. And then we stayed there for a few rounds. And then we were like, well, let's walk down to Poorhouse. So we walked down there. Got great seats right by the stage.
Nice.
Kind of hung out there for basically the rest of the night, because they had like food trucks and stuff, or like their little taco thing, which solid fucking tacos in that place.
Oh,
man.
yeah,
Like,
dude.
so I ate that, and Jim got fucking shellacked. It was hilarious.
As you should.
Like, he got hammered, and it was funny. To the point where Julie was like, yeah, I'm going to get a ride and go pick up the Hummer, and I'll meet you guys back at the truck. So we get back, and then I was like, I was okay. I was fine. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to drive home. Fuck it. And so he's like, you sure? Jim is. And I was like, yeah, man, I'm okay. I was like, I don't know why you're such a lightweight bitch, but I'm fine. and the text messages the next morning, though, is the funny part.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna regale you people with the story from Jim. So I text him. I got home at 12:30, so I wasn't even that late.
Oh, okay.
Like I was before 1 a.m.
Yeah.
I text him. I'm like, home safe, bro, because I told him I would.
Yeah.
About 8:30, I say this hangover is real because I had a little bit of a hangover.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, and all he writes is at 9:47, I'm dying. And I give the 3 laughing emojis. And I was like, I'm fine now. I took 2 Tylenol, drank a liquid IV, and bam, I'm good to go. He's like, I'm hungry, but still want to throw up. I'm a mess. I can't even puke. And I'm dying. I'm just like laughing. And I was like, I feel fine. I might need a shit here in a little while, but I'm all good. And he's like, congrats. I'm barely coherent. Dog had to come check and see I wasn't dead after trying to throw up. So I haven't heard from him since. I may have murdered Jim somehow.
After you do that to Jim, it takes about a week and a half to hear from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did that a couple of months ago, didn't you?
Yeah. It snuck up on him quick.
Yeah.
So when I was driving to Nebraska, I get about 15 minutes away from my mom's house, and my brother texts me or calls, and all kinds of shenanigans in the background. He's like, hey, we're drinking. So my brother's got a pretty good bar at his house that my mom also made, but his is like, it's fucking pretty hooked up. So we get there, and it's Jameson 18.
Okay.
Which I appreciate. Thank you, Heath.
Yeah.
And Irish car bombs.
Okay.
So the boys,
hopefully not with Jameson 18.
Well, not at the same.
I would fight someone
No.
if they made a car bomb with Jameson 18. I'd be like, I'm gonna drink it, but I'm gonna fuck you up after I'm done.
It was Irish car bomb and then Jameson.
There you go.
Yeah.
As soon as I get done shitting in this closet, I'm fighting everyone.
But so we do the Irish car bombs, and then I got the boys with me, right? And so I'm like, fuck it, whatever. You guys want one? Logan, he's like, yeah, I'll do one.
Right.
Logan put down an Irish car bomb like a fucking champion.
That's a proud dad moment.
Like a fucking champion. Like he's been doing it before.
I learned it from watching you.
Right? I was impressed. And then Austin puts down an Irish car bomb like a fucking champion.
There you go.
I was pretty proud.
Proud dad moment.
Yeah.
Well, they've got a relatively solid role model when it comes to that.
Yeah.
I did point out to Michelle they get that from me.
Once it hits your lips, it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, Scott's brother and I aren't allowed to drink unsupervised together.
Yeah. I don't think any of us should be allowed to drink unsupervised, bro.
Yeah.
Like the fact that we are allowed to is kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
So then, so that was Thursday. Friday, I was, I was okay. Jim clearly wasn't, but I was fine. And then Saturday night, I had the Satmar meetup.
Yeah.
And good old San Antonio Marines coming together for our St. Patty's Day meetup. So we started at a little Irish pub, McFinnigan's off of 410 over there. It was a good time. Very small place. Met the owner of the place though, real cool guy.
Nice.
Made some connection and whatnot. And then we were like, as we usually do, like, hey, let's kick it over to Thirsty Horse.
Yeah.
And if you're in the San Antonio area and you want a solid place to hang out, it's a country bar, yes, but there's something for everybody there. You know what I mean? And there's like fucking like 5 bars in the place. So
it's
like,
a big place. Yeah.
yeah, and it's just real low key, man. Like it's super low key. It's fucking the guy who owns it, his name's Saul. He's a fucking great dude. My buddy Grubbs is the GM. My buddy Tweeter is the fucking DJ. Like, I mean, I have some connection to this place, so it's always funny because like I don't turn my hat around for fucking nobody. And every time I go there, their door guys are like, "Hey, your hat's got to go around." I'm like, "Does it?" I don't think it does. I'm like, and I'm not going to be the guy that's like dropping names.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, it's not gonna. And then like sure as fuck, like Saul or like one of the GM will walk up and they'll be like, not this one. That's fine. Like the amount of people that I bring in there,
right,
every time I go, because I go in there with Satmar and I bring in like between 20 and 60 guys that pop. You know what I mean? It's like let him wear his fucking hat how he wants. He's clearly not a thug, dude. Like it's fine. Yeah. Like whatever. So as usual, I had to go through that rigmarole and then. But we had a good time. But again, I think I found the cheat code of me not getting fucking hammered.
Oh, do tell.
It's Jameson on the rocks.
That's it.
That's it.
Absolutely.
People are less inclined to buy you shots of JMO if this is what you're drinking. Right?
Yes.
You know what I mean? You're just like,
and if they do, you dump it into your cup of ice.
It's fine. Like, so it's like, oh. So, however, I did get turned on to a shot there that one of the bartenders makes, and he's a fucking cool dude. I've hung out with him a few times and always been around him and stuff. He makes this pickle shot.
Yeah. That
he chamoys the top of the shot glass and then he puts a pickle slice in the shot.
Oh.
And it's fucking delicious.
Yeah.
And you get a little snack. So I was just crushing these fucking things. It was delicious, man. So I enjoyed that. So shout out to Thirsty Horse. Thanks for showing a good time as always. And then again, I got home. I closed it down. Like I got home at like 3:30.
Yeah.
But I wasn't even fucking hammered. Like I wasn't even drunk. And I was just like, dude, I feel great. I was like, pfft. And I woke up yesterday and Haley was like, how are you awake right now? Because it was like 7:30, 8 o'clock. I woke up and I was like, I'm a little tired because, Freedom Bird.
Yeah, yo.
Got some Freedom Bird flying over us. And then, that was it, man. Like it was just real fucking, but I think that's my cheat code. It's just JMO on the rocks, man.
Yeah, I am a little upset that I missed St. Patty's Day this year because I was traveling.
Yeah, we were bummed too.
I'll make up for it next year.
We were bummed because like nobody came out. It was me and Jim, and Julie showed up eventually with the dogs after she got off of work, and so did Leon, and so they were there.
That was just to clean up the mess.
Well, I mean, Leon was drinking with us, for a while, but and then you guys know Mac, that works for them. So me and Mac go back. Like he's known me longer than he's known Jim and them.
Really?
Oh,
yeah. Like me and Mac,
funny.
we go way back. From like when I was bartending. Yeah, and because he was a bar back. There at Poorhouse and stuff,
okay.
And we'd fucked around and like became buddies years ago.
Yeah,
and I didn't even recognize the motherfucker. Yeah, because he kind of bulked up.
He did.
We hang out with Mac all the time,
and he was like, "Yo, I got fat." And I was like, "I'm sitting there. I'm literally sitting across the fucking fire pit from him." And I'm just like, bullshitting. And then he's like, well, why don't you ask Mac? And I was like, That's not. What the fuck it is, Mac? I'm like, dude. He's like, I don't know. You were having fun. I didn't want to interrupt you. I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? We've been friends for like a decade, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Mac came with us to the Dropkicks concert.
Oh, yeah. Nice. No, Mac's a great dude. Former PJ.
Yeah.
You know, he's a good guy. So, no, me and Mac go back. And, that was the other place we went. My buddy Josh was bartending at Scores in fucking New Braunfels. So we went over there, and Josh doesn't really charge me for things, and he pours very, very heavy shots. Yeah. So, needless to say, the last couple shots is probably what sent Jim over, because on the way back to the car, I was like, let's swing by Scores one more time. And, So, yeah, I guess there was a couple stops in there. But
the day that Jim got really fucked up with me is when it was $6 old fashions.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I remember you telling us about that.
Yeah,
that was
and I had a $250 bill, and all I bought was fucking old fashions. So,
that's amazing.
And I only paid for half of them, I think.
That's
so
funny.
Fuck.
Well, like I kept trying to fucking pay for drinks, and fucking Jim, being the dickhead that he is, wouldn't let me half the time. So I had to like sneak drinks for us. I could pay for it.
Speaking of drinks, what are we drinking?
Well, I got the old Basil Hayden's right now.
Yeah,
which was a gift from Big Jim, actually.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jim.
I'm drinking the same.
More importantly, what are we smoking?
Ooh, what are we smoking?
Well, I'm finishing up a 762 Field to make room for this little guy right here.
So we did a limited release cigar called the Attaboy. It's a tribute to the military working dog, and it. When did we release this? Oh, I don't know.
A week ago?
Yeah. And they are almost gone. So it's a one-time thing. San Andreas wrapper. It's delicious. Yeah. If you guys want any, they're going to
get hot.
They're going to be gone in probably a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Attaboy.
But they're delicious. It's coming a 5-pack, and they're on the website.
Yeah.
warfightertobacco.com.
Use code FTFO.
Actually, the codes don't work on the limited release.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yep. And we apologize for that.
So use the code for the other shit.
You know what? Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
No, dude.
Yeah, it's a limited release.
Yeah.
It's a limited edition.
It's going to be gone.
You know, like I need to get a pack because it'll go nicely with my crayons that I still have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These bands, kind of like the crayons, these bands will never be used again. Yep.
No. Probably not.
Different reasons, but the crayons were offensive.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? What was so bad about Travel Band Brown?
We got we didn't even talk about it. We went to the NFG, which is
last weekend.
Why we released this for the NFG event, which the Underground puts on, and what a great event! But man, did people want the crayons back?
I know.
Oh.
Yeah.
They wanted the crayons back.
Yeah.
See, you guys don't get to see that as much as I do, because every time I'm up there, at least 3 people will ask when they're coming back.
So
I get that 3 or 4 times.
We'll just come up
time.
with new colors for you.
We might have to for next year.
We'll just come up with new colors.
It would be easy, and god damn it, people want them again. Yeah. So we'll just do new colors, maybe.
Just do sillier colors. Just change it up every.
Well, we had a list, and we picked the 5 that we wanted out of that list.
Yeah.
So,
what was it? It was black, the color your mom likes.
Yep. Travel Band Brown,
Presidential Orange,
White Privilege,
and it was
Blue Lives Matter.
Blue Lives Matter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm sure collectively we could come up with some silly shit.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll work. So. Plus, like, I mean, you guys have added to the team a lot since you guys put those out.
We've doubled.
Yeah, you've doubled the team.
So we're up to 4 now.
Yeah. So there you go, man. There you go.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Oh, and then, god damn it, we've had to buy computers lately. Jesus Christ.
Fuck. I'm still sticking. I'm sticking with. It's like the iPhones, right? Apple released some like new computers lately, and so all the old computers are just shit in the bed.
Fucking better not, man. I like my MacBook,
dude. Like all the desktops in the office,
really,
within a matter of weeks.
Yeah,
that's
every
bullshit.
one of them.
Every single one.
Now they're what? Pushing 10 years or 8 years old.
Yeah, they're at least 8 because I think mine's a 2015.
Yeah. So it's probably time, but I was going to space it out over like every 6 months, try to. No. In this last month and a half, it's been 4 fucking new computers. So.
Jesus, man.
Yeah.
And then
They so each one of these guys all got brand new Mac Minis. And I was still running the old one that we had because it still ran.
Yeah.
Prompted me to do an update, and it took 24 hours to make it halfway through the update and wouldn't even run after that.
it's still trying to update.
It's still trying to update. So I called him and I was like, hey, bad news. Sorry. I know you're doing the family thing right now, but I think my computer took a shit. And all I got was silence, followed by the one computer we didn't replace, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's something to it, man. Like it was funny because I used to have that theory about iPhones, and it turned out to be
true.
Turned out to be completely fucking true.
Yeah.
Because Apple is fucking shady. You know, because I mean, here's the thing:
shady but awesome. Fuck you guys.
It's like you want to make a good product that people want, that's sought after, but you don't want it to last for fucking ever because you want to be can continue to buy it.
It's not like it
You know,
was
like-
50 years ago where they made something that lasts.
Yeah.
Now anybody who makes something, it goes away.
Now, if we had
breaks.
Windows computers, we would have.
We already had 10 computers.
Yeah, this would have been like the third iteration.
It would have also have cost you a fraction because they're way cheaper.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
they always take a shit. They
how
always get
often you have to get a
viruses.
new one?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, that's why I'm saying like both have their merits.
Like I have a laptop, a Mac laptop. I've probably had this fucking thing for, I don't know, 12, 15 years.
Yeah.
Works great.
Yeah.
Works absolutely fine.
I have a MacBook Air. Fucking love it. It's great, you know. But I also have like a MacBook or a PC laptop that's fucking amazing as well. You know, and then like our home computer is a PC, but that one's kind of dog shit actually.
Yeah.
It's an all-in-one. It's hard to fucking. It takes a while to get going. Like it takes a solid 20-minute startup type of shit.
So we bought Justin a new computer, and now we're buying him another new computer because they just released this fucking studio MacBook Mini like studio thing. When
So
Nice.
and it just-
obviously the graphics
The
guy.
graphics guy kind of he needs that shit. So that
the
makes
newest
sense.
guy gets all the best shit, which is bullshit.
Fucking
But,
asshole.
but no, it's
Fucking jackass.
he's the only one that does work. I just like use the internet.
Haley had a moment of adulthood happen yesterday.
Yeah.
Our fucking
But she realized that she's married to you and has kids?
well, that's the realization. No, I found out she
that's a
had
moment
never
of
bought an
regret.
appliance before.
What?
She had never purchased an appliance. She'd always lived in apartments and had them, or she went to her mom's house and did laundry, or something like that. She had never purchased an appliance, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And our dishwasher happened to take a shit. It wasn't working, and I was like, "Well, this thing's fucked. We need a new one. So let's get to looking." So we go to Lowe's. We're looking. First of all, hey Lowe's, what the fuck, man? They stopped doing the military fucking discounts on appliances.
Oh,
Really?
Everything else in the fucking store, you still get it, but appliances is a no-go.
That's
Home
bullshit.
Depot still does it. But it's a pain in the ass because you have to go register your account.
You have to go through ID Me.
Yeah, it's
and it's
fucking stupid.
it's a big fucking racket. And essentially what it is society starting to even out on the fucking hero worship. We talked about it a couple weeks ago about how
Hey,
societal
maybe
guilt-
Lowe's listens to our podcast.
Maybe, dude. Like societal guilt is the reason for all the thank you for your service shit because of how fucking shitty they were to Vietnam veterans, right? I think it's starting to even out already. Right? I think we put it out there, and now they're like, oh, they're onto us.
you know what? Everything I own is LG. LG, be a sponsor of the podcast.
Yeah, right. LG, give us some money. Fuck. You can afford it. We're cheap.
I don't even need a discount anymore because I own everything is LG almost.
Yeah, I think my fridge is LG.
Yeah.
But so we ended up, and I was telling these guys, like, all the appliances in my kitchen are black.
Yeah.
We're gonna switch that. I want to
Simmer down, buddy.
fucking redact it over there. What year is it, John?
I didn't say a word.
You didn't have to.
It's funny because all the appliances in my house are women.
Oh,
I'll one up you, buddy.
or do they just identify as women? So we're slowly switching over to stainless. So I was like, let's just get a stainless one. And then that way, because appliances break. So eventually, like, the stove's going, the microwave's going to stop. The fucking fridges, we're going to need a new fridge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, so eventually, just like, let's piece it together. I was like, so that said, we're not getting like, a fucking weird Mayflower fucking like brand or some shit. Like, I was like, no, we're going to get a name brand that's been around forever. So we went with Maytag.
Yeah.
It's a solid fucking piece of machine. And then I had to put it in because I'm not paying $100 to have some fucking chud come do something I can
hook
do.
up a cord and a drain in the water.
Yeah, fuck you, bro. Like I could like so obviously I had to put on the electrician hat and fucking like because you have to basically buy the cord separent.
Yeah.
And install the cord, so you have to
which is bullshit.
It's not really.
Yeah, right? Like,
It's not really electrician. That's just normal dude shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not like it's hard. It's like you put the ground in and white to white and black to black. It's easy, right?
Bullshit that somebody has the fucking balls to sell something that has to be powered without a fucking power cord.
Right? Because the same shit happened when I bought my fucking. Remember when my water heaters took a shit a few months back?
Here's your heater. Good luck with everything else.
Yeah, right. I had to do the same shit then too. I was like, this bitch, man. So I fucking did that, and then I installed everything. I got it all hooked up. It works great. And actually, my old one's in the back of my truck. I'm gonna throw it in the dumpster. So appreciate that.
Whatever you gotta do, man.
But yeah, so Haley felt very accomplished. She's like, I feel like an adult. I'm like, oh, the 2 kids in the marriage didn't do that. I was like,
so I got a similar story. My boy Darren, who's in the Coast Guard, finally got a house.
Hey,
nice.
And he has been buying stuff.
Yeah.
So it is literally a FaceTime call as he's at the store showing me what he's going to buy.
Yeah.
It's a call from the checkout to his car to tell me he bought it. And then it's a call when he gets home to show me what he bought. And he's bought a bed, like all kinds of bullshit, right?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm like, yeah, welcome to adulthood, man.
Right?
At least he's a good kid, though.
Yeah,
bro. Like, shit.
but I'm like you could
Like this could be a text message.
just take notes and summarize it one phone call at the end of the day.
He's excited.
He's excited. Yeah, he's very excited. Yeah.
And I do have to argue something on one thing. Not all of the appliances in your kitchen are female. Your refrigerator's a dude because it does have balls.
It does. It makes whiskey balls.
It could be. It identifies that.
Well, my dishwasher, my launderer, my cook.
Don't you fucking say it. Don't you? You fucking know better. Don't you fucking say
They
it.
all happen to be female.
Don't you dare. Yeah.
I love you, Michelle.
Oh, he did it.
Careful when you say you need to get a new dishwasher.
Just got one.
Like I wanted to make that joke, but then Haley was like, "I'm gonna buy it," and I was like, "I'm gonna shut the fuck up."
Unfortunately, my words here are going to leave my safe space.
She did tell me. She was like, "We get divorced. I'm keeping the fucking dishwasher." I was like, "It's fair." I was like, "Babe, let's be real. You're probably keeping the house too. You're probably keeping the house, my truck, everything I own. More than half of it's probably going to you." Fuck.
Dishwashers are expensive.
You know, right now she's my sugar mama, dog.
Dishwashers are half of everything you own. It's crazy.
Yeah, right. Basically, no, fucking pricey.
I'm going to stop now.
Yeah, you were fucked.
I have tore up women today. Jesus Christ. I'm in trouble. What a
Scott doesn't even have a shovel. He's using a fucking D9.
my grave's going to the center of the earth. Fucking digging deeper, boys.
This is what normal people would refer to as suicide.
Yes,
I'm literally killing myself right now in front of you guys.
no.
It's just a delayed thing.
Time to lay fuse again. Full circle.
Let's see. It's Monday. This is about a 25-hour fuse.
Yep.
He just popped it.
Yeah. Justin's over there just grinning. He's like, "Which part of this am I going to make micro content? Which part of this is going on TikTok?"
I had 12 more hours.
This wasn't supposed to go off yet.
That should be on TikTok by this afternoon.
Nah, I want to keep getting paid, so we're gonna skip this one.
Smart man. Well, fuck, boys.
Actually, boys, I have another piece of info for you. So on last week's episode, we talked about how Elon Musk challenged Vladimir Putin to combat.
Yeah.
And the winner got Ukraine. And I put out a poll on that episode who would win in a fight, Elon Musk or Vladimir Putin. And 70% of people
Said Putin.
said Musk.
Really?
Yes.
It's because it's not cool to root for the fucking Russian right now.
It's because he's not from this planet.
Well, yeah, he'll
have like an alien arm come out and bitch slap Putin. And it's going to be like, oh, I get it now.
He's going to pull up on a Tesla. The Tesla's going to turn into a big dick and butt fuck Putin.
Putin's going to throw a punch or shoot at him, and he's going to have like this force field around him.
Right? He'll be like, ha ha.
Well, I had another question for y'all. So I put that piece of content on like TikTok, and everybody was commenting like, people forget that he's ex-KGB, but wasn't he like KGB in like the early 90s?
Yeah.
Like a hot minute ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much of that do you think he retained?
I will tell you this, coming from
the mentality.
I will tell you this, coming from a fucking panel right here full of fucking fat old vets. Just because we're older doesn't mean we forgot how to.
Yeah.
Like we didn't forget how to be violent.
Yeah,
I'm still really good at it.
I just use different techniques now.
I don't know if I'm good at it, but I'm willing to find out.
I'm not looking for the fight, but if it fucking comes, I'm gonna remember how to do it. You know, like there's Alex from fucking RCBT is a great example. Mm-hmm. I'm not pissing that dude off. As old and cheerful as he is, that dude's killed more people than cancer, and I'm not fucking pissing him off. And he's the sweetest guy I know.
But none of y'all...
And like, for example, if Mikey and I would ever get into a fist fight, I would shoot him.
It's fair.
Smart.
Yeah.
Right? Like, smart.
It was a fist.
That's a tactical decision right there. Like, that's a tactical decision. It's like...
The one argument
piss off the 230-pound Marine with his fists, or shoot him. I'd shoot him too.
That's a tact-to-old decision.
Yeah.
Tact-to-old.
That needs to be a Freedom Friends shirt.
The good thing is
keep your fucking eyes peeled on redactedsupply.com.
Scott, you don't have to aim that well, because the bullets will just magically hit them.
Yeah, right? It's like the magic bullet theory. You shoot that way, it's hitting me any fucking way.
That's true. Good, yeah.
Good, you're golden.
Yeah. One whole group at any distance.
Yeah, one shot, one whole group, any distance. This guy right here.
Too easy.
Yeah. There it is. Yeah, there's a saying amongst contractors, and it was be wary of an old man in a profession where men die young.
Yeah, in a young man's profession.
You know, and it's because that motherfucker, he knows how to survive. So fuck, this sounds like I'm pro Putin right now, right? But I'm definitely not.
But the shit that he did when he was in the KGB, like he never was in like the Western theater.
Yeah,
he never fucked with like
Germany.
Europe
He was an
US.
operative, like a CIA operative is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it doesn't necessarily means he was like schwacking motherfuckers. He could have been gathering intel. He could have been
doing
fucking
paperwork. Who knows?
He could have been like somebody's bitch. We don't know.
Well,
No, he was legit.
The one argument I have with that too is Putin is like 70 years old.
Yeah.
Like we joke around like y'all are old, but y'all aren't 70.
Just because he rides a horse shirtless.
But what is it?
He's not 70, he's 7,000.
How many fights has Elon been in? Like, I don't know.
He's South African, man. I'm sure he's fucking thrown these a few times.
I hope so.
How many fights has Putin been in?
Yeah, how many people have actually stepped up
That's
to fucking
true
Vladimir?
because now all he has to do is like,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
You want to talk shit? Okay, yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly. He's always had someone else to take
Yeah.
care of the dirty work.
Sure.
Whereas
In a one-on-one fight, I call Elon. On age alone.
from what I can tell, he's not in like terrible shape.
No, fuck no.
probably
I would
not.
like to slap Putin just to see what happens.
Right?
You would be shot instantly from his whatever secret service he has.
That's what I mean, though. But like, if
So I would like to slap Putin with Scott on Overwatch.
right, like, whack, bang, bang.
Counter snipers, bitch. You didn't see that one coming, KGB. That's the secret. That's how we got to reach out to Elon. And be like, we're gonna have your back, dude.
I would time it so your slap looked like you knocked his head clean off.
I'll just be like, I'll just fucking flex at a camera. They'd be like, holy fuck, America wins. America wins.
Speaking of that, on one of the flights, I watched the movie The Accountant.
Yeah.
Great fucking movie.
Fucking solid.
But there's an awesome line in that movie that I didn't catch. I've seen it a couple of times, but there's an awesome line in the movie I didn't catch until I watched it again. And it was right towards the end. And, you know, he's got fucking shooting up the building where they're protecting the fucking guy. And one of the I don't know, his brother that they hired was like, you ever seen a match grade round go through a fucking plate glass window at 3,000 feet per second? And then the fucking round came in and smacked a dude and he goes, yeah, nobody sees it coming. And I was like, that's fucking awesome.
That's fucking legit. That is legit. I got a hog hunt coming up.
Yeah.
Next month. It's a yearly shenanigans one that I do. And I guess there's a new guy that's in the group that's going to be coming, and he's kind of hooking up the area, because we lost the guy. The dude who usually got the area for us moved.
Okay.
So we had to get a new guy, right? And I was looking for stuff down here, and like my buddy Todd was looking up north, and then fucking this other guy came in. He's like, I got a place. We killed like 50 hogs
Done.
like 2 months ago. And I was like, let's go. So everybody's like, yeah, what are you going to bring? What are you going to bring? I'm like, I'm just bringing the scar. I'm fine with the scar and the judge for snakes. That's all I usually bring to this thing, right?
Yeah.
Like it works. And everybody else is like, I'm going to bring a shotgun. And I'm like,
what?
Why? They're like, because it's got slugs. And I'm like, you're retarded.
Seriously.
And I'm like, that's dumb.
If you're going to bring
like,
a shotgun, use buckshot.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like something. Like, but he's like, no, I got like, AP slugs. And I'm like, that's dumb, dude. Like,
it's dumb.
That's terrible.
Yeah. There it is.
I could have swore before the show I talked to a producer about fixing that. It's weird.
He did.
He didn't.
Well, it was a temporary fix.
Yeah. Imagine that.
Studio's just falling apart. Hopefully you
right?
got that on camera. That'd be good.
See, we should have hired a union to build it.
There you go.
Then it would cost us $40 to have it put back up.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, more than that, we had to hire a guy to come out just for it. They'd bring the
gonna
site
survey.
inspector.
They're going to survey it. Yeah.
And then the supervisor would come out, and then he'd have to call 2 guys, and then they'd have a forklift for no reason. Like, it'd be fucking $4,000.
Dude, I saw this post, and it made me legitimately fucking laugh out loud, man. It was from a landowner in Washington State.
Yeah.
And essentially, the Washington State Game and Fish
Oh, yes, I saw that.
sent them a
That was
letter
glorious.
requesting to go on their land
To go look at a creek for these fucking
to
frogs.
survey the
frogs.
yellow-legged frog.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
And the
it's so
landowner
fucking
fucking comes back and he's like, in order to do this, you're going to need to get like a resident license or a non-resident license. And then he just
You
went
need
through
this
this
habitat
fucking, like,
stamp and this thing and parking. And you
parking
can only do
permit
it for
and all
these
this.
hours.
And if you miss your 9 o'clock time hack, you're not going to be able to. You can only go until 1, and after that, it's null and void and all that. Like, just basically gave him a taste of their own fucking medicine. At the very end, it was just like, so essentially, no, you can't come on my fucking property.
If you don't want to go through this process, then no.
Yeah, I mean, it was fucking magical. So
Started that out. It was like we've divided our 26-acre plot into like half-acre segments, and you're allowed to draw or put in for a permit on this particular thing. And it's a
Draw
random
tag and
draw.
shit.
You get a
It's
draw
like-
tag.
It was fucking amazing. And I was like, this landowner's my fucking hero, man, because hunting has become a fucking chore
Oh, yeah.
to like get tags and shit
It's
in some
retarded.
places,
Retarded.
Obviously like we're avid hunters, and when I know how important game management is,
Right.
and how important herd management is and things like that, right? And I understand that some things were overhunted for a long time, and so they need to be regulated.
Yeah, 100 years ago.
Totally understand that, right? Yeah, but I totally understand that it's for population control and stuff like that, and to maintain populations.
Right.
You can't just open season on whatever the fuck this is and fucking blah. Like, I totally get that, right? But they've made it laughable. It's become apparent that they don't want you there.
No, it's not that they don't want you there. It's a cash grab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to pay for it anyway.
That's all it is. It's a cash grab.
Yeah, and it's unethical. It's unethical that these state entities take advantage of hunters like this.
The unethical part that you're speaking about, it isn't unethical towards the animals.
No.
It's unethical in just the greater scheme of how society's working. Because, like, when I did that elk hunt in Colorado last year, we got an over-the-counter tag, right? They know how many animals are in each unit.
Yeah, they do surveys.
And the over-the-counter tags are in the units that have the least amount of animals. It's not for population control. It's because they're going to have these out-of-state guys like myself who go and fucking spend $800 on a fucking tag in hopes of finding fucking something.
Or you just go for an $800 walk.
That was it. I have an $800 piece of fucking paper I can hang on my wall now.
Yeah.
Like,
You do have a stuffed deer.
thank you, Rich Jerks. That is about to get hung up this week in my office.
Consolation prize.
Yep. He didn't want me to go home empty-handed. Fucking love that guy.
Do you have any taxidermy like at the house?
Yeah. Well, I have a Euro mount and I have a Axis hide.
Okay. All right. Like, how fucking expensive was it?
Actually, I found the guy that I use in Bulverde's fucking very reasonable. My hide was like $160, and the Euro mount was like, I don't know, 125 or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
The guy was fucking awesome.
So I decided to not do a Euro mount with my buck that I got down at Womack.
You're gonna do
right?
a shoulder mount, right?
I'm doing a shoulder mount, right?
Oh, you're looking at probably $1,200.
Actually,
800 to 1,200?
$750 is what it ended up
that's about
being.
right.
You know, and I was like, it's not terrible, but it's still fucking pricey.
When we were out,
And then you wait like a year. It takes like a year to get the motherfucker back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
when
It's
we
like,
were
come
out,
on.
when we were out at Womack, he had those alligator skulls.
The skulls.
Yeah, how much would that cost?
So the Euro mount on the skulls, that's not that expensive. They're
No.
probably for the alligators. I think they're somewhere about $400 or $500.
Do you know how they do that? The
I-
process? They have these beetles from
Yeah.
Africa,
Yeah.
and they just fucking pour them in the they basically put it in a fucking Tupperware.
Yeah, it's a
and
flesh-eating
pour the
beetle.
fucking beetles in there,
And
and,
they
the
eat
beetles
everything.
eat everything.
The-
But
fucking dope.
they do a freeze dried one also, which
Yeah.
is the whole head. That one's more expensive, but it stinks for about a year. But just to get the hide off of a gator, it's like $1,600
Yeah.
just to get the hide and have it tanned. Because the process to do it, it comes out white. So they have to dye it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it's almost impossible to get back to that natural color because like you literally have to dye it and then have somebody paint it.
Yeah.
And that it's fucking retardedly expensive. So that's why they do all these different colors.
I'd like to do one of those
I'd like to get
gator
a belt.
skulls.
I'd like to have a gator belt.
Yeah, and you can do belts, shoes, wallets, fucking whatever you want to do
Yeah.
with them. But yeah, those skulls, that was last year. That's why I was like super excited to go down there because I wanted a massive fucking gator skull just
Yeah.
put on my desk.
Or
Like, you want to sit
rifle
down and have a
sling.
meeting?
Do a rifle sling on a gator.
Yeah.
Cool.
That could be
So
fucking dope.
essentially what they do is they send you the whole cape, the whole, the hide, and you find a leathersmith
Yeah.
and you're just like, hey, I want this. And they make it for you. Or a boot maker or whatever.
I
you
still
know?
think if you brought it down to Nicaragua and had to make a set of boots, it'd be way cheaper.
No, it wouldn't, because now you're dealing with import and export taxes and all that shit. And it's
Just
actually
wrap it around your suitcase.
no, it's illegal to import hides into the United States unless it's done certain ways. So you can't just like go to Africa, shoot something, and bring it back.
That's why you wear that bitch back. Have them make it when you're down there, and you wear them motherfuckers back.
Even then, then essentially you're going through customs, and if they pull you aside.
Hey, my shoes. I bought my shoes down there.
The question they ask you is, did you purchase anything abroad? It's
boots.
It doesn't matter what it is. And okay, cool. Now you got to pay tax on them. What are they made of? Where'd you get them from? And then now you got to pay your import shit on them. Yeah.
Where's my representation for that taxation? That's bullshit.
Taxation is theft.
Agreed.
Yeah. That's why anytime did you purchase anything abroad? Nope.
Nope. Fucking lie. Everybody lie. All right. Fucking
Yeah.
nope. Sure didn't. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure.
But now the
once
reason
I bought that ticket, you can fuck off. No, whatever I did was none of your goddamn business.
the reason they do that with like hides and racks and shit like that is for protection of the animals.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
There's a reason why. It's
Well,
not just a cash grab for that
because
stuff.
it came from
It's-
like the ivory trades
exactly
in Africa
Yeah,
and shit
it's
like
like,
that.
hey,
Yeah,
we're trying to make sure
you're
that
extincting animals for their tusks and shit.
Yeah.
I totally understand. Yeah.
Oh, nothing but this rhino horn in my suitcase.
I heard if I grind it up and snort it, it gives me a bigger dick.
That's not a rhino horn in my pocket, boys.
I'm just happy to see you.
This is little. Fuck.
Yeah.
I feel off today because it's an early show. We started recording
Real early.
It's
Yeah.
fucking. We started at noon. Everybody is like normally this is
Yeah.
like a 4 to 6 o'clock.
Fuck it. Let's just
Thing.
get done at 6. We go to 4. Fuck it.
Fucking. Ugh. So yeah.
Yeah.
Good show, boys.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Yeah.
Had some
It
laughs.
was a good time.
Yeah,
I haven't seen you guys in a little
I
while.
know. I missed you fuckers.
Right?
Dave had to take care of your little fatties.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he wasn't able to hang out last week. Shit.
Little fatty.
Real quick, I would like to say thanks to Matt and Scott for filling in last week. You guys did a great job. Or Matt and Jim, sorry. I'm looking at him as I'm saying it. Shit. Yeah, you guys, they did a fucking great job, and yeah, so I appreciate those boys coming out and helping out.
Yeah.
And then yeah, tell your mom,
Tell your friends.
your fucking mom's friends. A little mediocre show. It's called the Freedom Friends Podcast, and God damn it, we're here. We're here. One of us statistically might be queer. We know who it is. Don't worry. We're not going anywhere. Anyways.
And we're not telling. So
Yeah, we're not telling. You can
Not pointing any fingers.
not pointing fingers. He may or may not be on the show today, though.
Why you gotta out me like that?
This is where we need the button.
Yeah, so once again, brought to you by warfightertobacco.com. Use that code FTFO. Screw yourself that sweet 15% off. Wellness.us for all those CBD treats and needs. Use Freedom Friends 25 over there. And IC Tech coolers. Get yourself a new cooler. It's that time of year.
buy a cooler.
Yeah,
shit.
man. Buy a cooler. Use Freedom Friends 10 over at ictech.com. And we'll get 10% off over there. Quality shit. Like, really good stuff. So, yeah. Fucking otherwise, 3 little things.
Go get your Attaboy cigars.
Yes. Get
Before
your
they are
attaboys.
not-
And I'm telling you right now, this is
They're
fucking
delicious.
phenomenal. So, well done, boys. Well done. As
This
always.
was when we went to Nicaragua. We came back. We were talking about the new blends we were working on. This is one of them.
Well, it's a fucking home run, dude. This is nice.
Came out really good.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I really like the wrapper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking,
I'm a San Andreas fan.
I am too.
Yes.
it's solid. So 3 little things, kids. Words to live by. Nothing hard. Why don't you boys hit them with the first one?
Oh, that's always smoke on.
Your favorite?
Yeah, drink on.
And God damn it, kids.
Freedom
the
the
fuck
fuck
on. See you next time.